Cześć, this makes Naomi. So hello, my name is Naomi. And one of the things that I do in Dream Waters Wellness, Holistic Navigation, my primary aspect, well, one of my longest process, aside from being in a package or a container, is just the past life redemptions. So they can vary between 2.5 hours to 4.5 hours. And they are a regression process, but there's something different than the regression because they are a redemption. So we are redeeming things. We are redeeming spirits and souls, and we are moving with forgiveness to release things. So one of my practices, my processes, my services is past life redemptions. So you might be like, oh, what is a past life? Do past lives exist? What is a past life redemption rather than a past life regression? I've had a past life before. These kind of things might pop up for you. So let's start with past life regression versus past life redemption. So a past life regression can be done in a hypnotic state. It can come through you remembering and speaking the memories. It can come through a guided meditation where you just are taken in a different way for you to know, for you to see, for you to move. You can also go to a practitioner and have them channel that for you. And in my case, that's more along the sides of what I do. Although I can take you through guided meditations and group processes to do exactly that, to have a beautiful past life regression. So in a regression, you go into your past life, you see who you are, your hands, your feet, your life, your death, and you get a glance at your dinner table. And you view what went on in the past. With a past life regression, from there you can take that information and you can look for patterns and what is the main commentary that's coming through the past life. And how is that layered over your life? And you can actively sit down and pick apart the aspects of the regression and then make an affirmation for the way that you're going to adjust that pattern if you notice that that pattern is happening in your life in this incarnation. So things called bleed-throughs happen with past lives where something that is a hurt or a wound that was bandaged and left for a while and left to heal has gotten to the point that it is rotted enough and it's ready to be looked at again. When those bandages are on, though, there is soul parts that are actively locked in that. Because by universal law, if you murder someone, you can soul jump them. Also by universal law, if you are actively at the point of somebody's passing or something's passing, and you have sympathy for the being, they can soul jump you. So in this wound, in this incident, in a past life that you died, and you were angry and you were hurt and you had this wound, and it was so painful that you just covered it up, wrapped it up, and moved through your next incarnations, being like, I'll deal with that one later. There's a number of soul parts that are stuck in there that are not yours from different soul jumping aspects, but there's also this kind of like locking in of like an aspect of yourself because there's this aspect of a knot that is in the anger and the disruption and the inability to forgive those souls for what happened. So as the dressing on the wound is just getting covered with lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, every once in a while the blood kind of seeps up through the layers and you get what's known as a bleed through. And this is like things, patterns, ouches, phobias, aches and pains, behavioral issues, or relationship dynamics that just keep to seep repeating no matter how many times you put it over it. It just keeps coming up. And it's because it's coming from a different space. It's coming from in a past life. And it is a wound that is weeping and is still open. And it is wanting some attention. And so when you identify these patterns that are going on in a past life by having a past life regression, then you can actively work on it directly within yourself and within your life and noting where would you do adjustments or changes in your behavior that then would benefit you. With a past life redemption, the process is done channeled. And so as a clairsentient, so my primary psychic sense is in feeling, I lean into the field with your permission, and then I begin to collect the information by your death and the pain of your death. And so I will start to feel the pain of your death moment. That was this thing that went on. From there, I'll start to inquire about what is this death and what was going on, and the spirits step forward and share with me their memories, their feelings, their sensations, and that comes in different waves, audible and visual, as well as sensational. But primarily sensational is my beginning point with these processes. Then from there, we like drawing back a dream. We carefully and gently draw in all the characters that affected you at the moment of your death in that lifetime. And we find out, and we channel each of those individual characters, and we find out why they did what they did that caused your death. Once we've got all their backstory, we see if you can forgive them. If you can, then this frees up that soul and your soul. And it brings an aspect of yourself back into yourself as that knot comes undone and that wound finally heals and closes. And those patterns, those lessons, those wanana, those teachings are no longer necessary. And so then you can finally heal that arm and have the full operation that you did at soul's origination. So with past life redemptions, we go through, we channel each of the individual spirits, we forgive them, and we clear them out if there's any activity that is negatively affecting the running of the vehicle here today. We tune them up, clean them out, make sure everything is clear and dandy, and then we forgive them, which then, brings aspects of yourself that were locked in a traumatic moment that happened in the past life. So past life redemptions have this redeeming aspect. So it redeems and brings back this aspect of yourself, and it releases a pattern or a wanana, a teaching that was in your bloodline. So these past lives, they can come from past lives, or they also can come from up the family line. Kind of just different things that bubble up, patterns, behaviors, things that happen in your life that are coming from an ancient old wounding that you just kept on putting next lifetime of dressing over. But that wound was still seeping, and then thus affecting different patterns, behaviors, happenings, pains, aches in your life in this incarnation. So I personally prefer the redemption process. I like the fullness in it, and I like the just aspect of the call and response with the spirits and the clearings with the spirits. So both offerings are available. I can do past life regressions for a group, for singles, if you just want to see and experience for yourself and have some deeper knowings. For those that want to explore a redemption, that is a 3.5-hour process on average, but it feels like 20 minutes. You sit back, you relax, you watch a movie that just really hits home on all these really intimate little things and patterns in your life, dynamics, wordings, and things that went on with different family members at different stages. Coming to a place of comprehension, forgiveness, acceptance, and bringing aspects of yourself back into yourself and bringing your power home to you. Those need to be booked one-on-one, and you can find me through my website, you can find me on Facebook, or you can comment and try and find me through this way. However it comes about, if you feel like you would like to experience past life redemption, Dream Waters Wellness is one of our offerings. And if you have a group and you would like to have a facilitator come in, either online or in person, to do a group regression process or some kind of beautiful connection channel process exercise to your past life remembrances, you can contact me for that as well. So Slanther, blessings on your journey and the way that you come to know and navigate your personal waters.